George. It's your old boy Gilbert here, WWF's longest reigning light heavyweight champion. Well, brother, I want to congratulate you and Straight Talk Wrestling, baby, for hitting 200 episodes. That's awesome, man. You do the local Ontario area and all around the world. That is the best. And I got to say hi to your daughter, man, because I understand she's wanted to host too. Hi, Minnie. How you doing? And, well, the person who got me to do this said Bad Bunny's garbage. But I gotta admit, seeing what he did, it really made me feel good that he liked the sport enough to learn how to do it properly and did a really good job, to be honest with you. Bad Bunny really isn't all that bad, if you know what I mean. But, it's from Adam, man. Adam, I'm sorry, brother. I know you don't like Bad Bunny, and I don't like him either, but he did a heck of a job, you gotta admit. So, brother, let me tell you, George, from the Gilbert and Adam, congratulations, brother, on the big 200.
What up, everybody? It's the Machine Gun Carl Anderson. I'm out here watching my son play basketball on our basketball court. Hey, congratulations to Straight Talk Wrestling, man, on episode 200. 200? Yo, congrats, man. And this is to many more. Too sweet.
George, this is Phil and Flash TJP, and I just want to say congratulations on 200 episodes for Straight Talk Wrestling. It's a hell of a run. Thank you so much for having me on in the past, and I look forward to what you're going to be doing in the future, and I hope that I will be right back here wishing you another congratulations after the next 200 episodes and beyond. But from the Cruiserweight to you, George, congratulations, keep up the good work, and I can't wait to be back on again and chop it up.
Talk Wrestling, 200 episodes, 200. Do people understand how much of an undertaking 200 episodes is? It's not as easy as people may think it is. It takes a lot of time, a lot of effort went into that. So congratulations to Straight Talk Wrestling, and here's to 200 more, and 200 more, and 200 more. So congratulations, man, and I look forward to talking to you guys again soon.
Hey everyone, it's the interview queen Alicia Toot here, and I would like to wish Straight Talk Wrestling a very special congratulations on hitting 200 episodes! I remember celebrating my 100 episode milestone, my 200, my 1,000. It's just a matter of time before you blink, and next thing you know, you have way more under your belt. It is a huge accomplishment. You guys are awesome. I love being on the show. So, well done. Thank you, and keep it up. Congrats!
Hey, Bianca Corelli here, and I just want to say a big congratulations, Straight Talk Wrestling. Episode 200, that's amazing. George, you do a mean interview. Keep it up. Look forward to seeing what interviews you got in store for the future.
Hey guys, it's Georgia Smith here in Tampa, Florida. I just wanted to give a shout out and a congratulations to Straight Talk Wrestling for their 200th episode. What a milestone. Thank you guys so much for having me, and I can't wait to be back on again. And again, congratulations. You guys are...
Hey, Straight Talk Wrestling, this is Josh Alexander. Some people call me the Walking Weapon. Some people call me the Iron Man. People are now calling me the Impact Wrestling X Division Champion. I just wanted to reach out and say congrats on your 200th episode. Now there's going to be many more.
What's up, guys? Chase Owens here, member of Bullet Club. And I just want to congratulate Straight Talk Wrestling on episode 200. That's a big milestone. Hopefully, there's many more. And hopefully, they're just too sweet.
200 episodes! Oh, man! George, congratulations on your 200th episode of Straight Talk Wrestling. Here's to 200... No. Here's to 2,200 more. Yeah, 2,200 more. Congratulations, my friend.
George, it's Alexia. I just wanted to say congratulations on your 200th episode. You've been such a great host. You've had me on 3 times. I can't wait to be on a 4th. Congrats again.
Did you do anything yet for the Straight Talk 200th episode? It's a big deal. I'm gonna whip up a video right now. What did you do for it?
I drank a beer. I drank another beer. 3 beers. 4 beers.
Oh, no.
5 beers.
Oh,
no. 6 beers. 7 beers. 8 beers. 9 beers.
Well, you might be an alcoholic then, but anyways, congratulations, George, on 200 episodes. Congrats to you and the mini host. Here's to 200 more. Here's to 2,000. Here's to 2 million more. Congrats, brother.
This is Jeremy Prophet, the harbinger of truth. And a lot of people think I'm the only one that spits the truth, but there's a guy by the name of George who's celebrating his 200 episodes on Straight Talk. And that man brings the heat, brings the entertainment, and has definitely got some of the best mic skills in all of podcasting. So from one G to another, here's to you on 200 episodes. Keep up the great work. And that's the truth.
Here we go! Congratulations, George. 200 episodes. Wow! Unbelievable. To 200 more, to 1,000 more. Keep up the great work. You, my friend, are an inspiration to all Canadian wrestling podcasters. And we can't forget the contributions of the future, the mini-host. Congratulations to her as well. And remember, wrestling is life.
Hey, Straight Talk Wrestling, Danny Granger from Danny Granger's Art. Thanks a lot for having me on one of your 200 episodes. 200 episodes are a pretty big deal, and here's to 2,000 more, if you're feeling up to it. All right, thanks again, guys. Congratulations.
What can be said about Straight Talk Wrestling having 200 episodes that hasn't already been said? Nothing really. And my advice to you would be, this should be the last one. Quit while you're ahead. 200's a great number. It's divisible by a lot. And what's the next one after 200? It's not going to be 250. The next milestone's not even 300. You got to go to 500 now. And that's more than double what you've already done. And it sounds exhausting. So my advice to you would be to make this the last. But hold your head high.
Straight talk going, stay the same. Before you cross me, look both ways. Leaving the scene with no trace, none in my league. You out of place, I'm not at the top, I'm outer space. Can't eat with us, we're out of place. I'm doing fine, I'm feeling great. You're not my fan, you can't relate. Straight talk going, state to state.
What's going on, Straight Talk faithful? It's your host, your boy, George McKay. And if you're watching this, you stuck with us through day one. If you're watching it for the first time, welcome. This is episode 200. Wow. And as you saw at the beginning of the show, some of those shout outs were incredible from some legends in this business, current stars, reigning champions, also some fellow podcaster family. At the end of the show, I'm going to show more shout outs. I reached out to a whole bunch of former guests and podcasters in this great podcasting community that we have. And a lot of people came through with shout outs. I reached out to some people that didn't get back to me in time. That's all good. It's all love at the end of the day. But man, oh man, what a journey. 4 3/4 years coming up on our 5-year anniversary in September. And a lot of people might ask, why didn't you wait till the 5-year anniversary to do this highlight show? I didn't want to. I felt 200 was an important number, special number, something that I would literally cherish and that I have cherished from the start of this journey with my former co-hosts, Steve the Animal Mitchell and the voice of reason, Michelle Rougeau. We started this journey together. And then after doing upwards of 30 episodes with Michelle before we parted ways, and then doing an additional some odd 50 with Steve before we parted ways, and then carrying the flag for the last 115, 120 solo has been a humbling, honoring, and amazing experience. And that's one of the cardinal rules in this business, this game. You got to stay humble. The podcasting game, much like the wrestling business, can be shady at times. You can be ghosted. People don't reach out to you. People don't get back to you. You wonder how other podcasters got guests that you reached out to. And at the end of the day, a little bit of frustration sets in, but you just strive through it and you conquer and you keep fighting and you keep growing and you keep trying to bring great content to the world. Because at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. And to all of you, the Straight Talk faithful, all I want to say is thank you. Thank you for allowing me to keep content coming. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you for downloading. Thank you for supporting, because support is free. And I definitely appreciate the support on this road to 200. It has been, like I said, one hell of a journey. All the conversations that I've talked to. And this episode is going to feature a highlight reel of, I had to narrow it down. It was crazy. I had to narrow it down to my top 10. But these 10 conversations were some of my favorites. Again, I could have kept it at 20 or 30. There's so much great content that I have on this show and so many great conversations that I've had. It was hard to narrow down to 10. And in no particular order, these 10 are the 10 I feel are my personal favorites that I've just loved talking to these people, and I've become friends and colleagues with these people because we're kind of in the wrestling business together. They are performing, they are entertaining, they are producing, they are doing everything, but they're allowing me to share their stories. And that's the most amazing part. And whenever I get to have a conversation with anybody in this business, from local indie talent to up and coming stars, to current stars, to reigning champions, it is just nothing short of amazing. And this 4+ year journey has been incredible. It's been a lot of late nights, a lot of early mornings, shoot job. Doesn't make it easy. Family time doesn't make it easy, but I'm a proud girl dad. You all know that. My two amazing daughters, the mini host and my 5-year-old. They are the bright spots, and my wife. Big shout out to Mrs. Host. She is my rock. Whenever I think I can't do something, whenever I think I have doubts in my own mind a lot, mental health is no joke, but I have doubts in my own mind and sometimes get a little bit depressed about the way things are going. But my wife's always like, remember why you got into this. Remember why you wanted to do this. Remember why you started this 4+ years ago. And it was to just have great conversations with so many amazing people. And it's been incredible. It's been one hell of a ride, and it's not going to stop. I got a new shoot job, and I'll be starting that a week after this airs, and got to see how the schedule pans out. But I'm going to keep bringing content to you on a regular or semi-regular. May have to switch up the schedule. We don't know, but I'm not going to worry about that now. I'm just going to enjoy running through these couple of interviews with you, and then at the end, I'll show more shout outs as we wrap up the 200. But to everyone that's been down from day one, thank you. Everyone that has arrived a little bit later on in the time, thank you. Anybody that's new, welcome. I hope you like the channel, and I hope you subscribe, and I hope you like the content, the past content and the future content that I'm bringing, because man, oh man, after the 200, I got some crazy conversations coming up, and I'm excited to share those with all of you. But hey, let's get it started, right? So in no particular order, well, I guess I have to do an order, but in my order, here is my top 10 favorite interviews. Is a Canadian legend. She was my first vidcast. She is the goddess of hardcore, as I called her. She's the queen of hardcore, as I called her. Lufisto. One hell of an amazing, amazing story that was shared. And right around that time, we talked about everything from hardcore to her fight with CCW and what they had done in women's wrestling, and how they had taken a step back by having videos released and dubbing them as dirty girls and dirty fights. It was just a whole fiasco, and it was right for her to speak up and raise her voice and be heard, because that was right at the time of the speaking out movement. And that's what kind of, I'm not gonna say it snowballed the speaking out movement, but that's what allowed more people to have a voice in what was going on backstage and saying, no, this is not right. We need to be held accountable. So this is a clip of Lufisto on the CCW rebanding and how it set back women's wrestling. Take a look at this one.
So when this happened, it's like you're telling us everything you promised us is no good anymore, because you got money for the matches and the rest you don't care. Even Blake was really vocal about it. Like he said something like, I feel like the work I put in this project is completely destroyed. And the main problem also is, like, a lot of people are mixing so many things. Yes, we do know as independent wrestlers that when we go on a show, we know there's going to be footage that's going to be distributes either to iSpot, Independent Women, Independent Wrestling, the Title Match Network, as DVDs. Like, we are aware of that, and honestly, we are cool with that. This is how independent wrestling survives. They can pay us to perform by selling the footage, doing merchandise, and that's how they can keep going and do the shows, which everything is fine about that. We have no problem. We don't get royalties. And I mean, it's we absolutely get it, and it's something we accept and that we know. Like, we're not, because people were mixing up like, oh, you want money from the footage? It's like, no, that's not what we're saying. The problem here is that the rebranding.
It's a great clip and a great guest. And Lufisto, if you are watching, much love and appreciation to you for being the first vidcast that I ever did. And it was crazy, crazy, crazy fun. And I can't wait to do it again, because if you're if you're watching, would love to get you back on the show again, because you were hands down one of my all-time favorite women in the business, one of my all-time favorite wrestlers in the business. And thank you for being a part of the Straight Talk family and being one of the first. Oof, man, oh man, another fantastic lady in the business, somebody I cherish, was one of the first big names that I got on Straight Talk Wrestling, Vickie Guerrero. Oh, Vickie Guerrero, man, I reached out to her through DM, and she got back to me, said she'd love to be on the show, and it was such a great conversation. It was right in and around the time period of her getting officially signed to AEW, and also the Dark Side of the Ring episode on Chris Benoit. And we talked a lot about both, but one thing that we also did talk about was in and around the same time period is the ban from WWE. She appeared on AEW in late December of 2019, and I had her on in 2020. And she had lined up a couple of interviews with WWE talent, and one of the talent was actually told to call her per Mark Carano and tell her she's no longer allowed to access the talent because she had been on AEW. Now, as we all know, Mark Carano was recently released from the company for what he did to Mickie James in sending her belongings to her in a trash bag. Well, Mark Carano is a trashy human being, and glad that WWE shed their skin of him and any relationships with him, because rightfully so, he did not know how to handle good business. But check out this clip of Vickie Guerrero talking about the WWE ban. Take a look.
So when I asked a certain superstar, to be on my show, he called me back about a few days later and said, hey, well, Mark Carano from WWE told me to tell you that you're banned from the superstars because you showed up on All Elite. And so I was like, really? And it hurt my feelings, because I've never done anything to them. And George, as being a podcaster, that when you have people on your show, it's about promoting them. It's about making them the highlight and getting their career out there so people can learn more about the superstars. So there was no monetary obligation I was asking from them. I just wanted to interview everyone that I could, because there's a lot of wrestlers out there from all promotions that would give great content. So I got the message loud and clear, and there was a few other people from WWE that I couldn't interview, and I let them know that WWE said that I wasn't allowed to interview them. And I went on my podcast and just gave my own story, because I gave them almost 20 years between Eddie and I was kind of pissed off, but then at the same time, I didn't need a hug from them to value my career or what I could do after WWE. So if I interview anyone after WWE, it's because they've been released, or they're not active, or they're already retired. So I stay away from WWE, and I do not choose to go back to WWE, because it's just, I know the politics, and I know how it works over there. And just like in any promotion, I would want to work hand in hand and, give everybody a great interview. But there's a lot of other great content and other promotions to interview wrestlers and other celebrities. And so I'm having a great time. I'm not going to let them, turn out my candle, so to speak, so I'm going full speed ahead, and I wish them well, but I'm on my own now, so all is good.
And that was the clip. So Vickie Guerrero, thank you so much for being a part of the Straight Talk family, being one of the early big names to honor me with your presence. And it was a great conversation and a great blessing. And much like the Lufisto conversation, that was number 10. If there's ever a chance to do it again, let's do it, because you were an amazing person. You're one of the sweetest people in the business, and you're just incredible. So thank you, Vickie Guerrero, for being a part of the Straight Talk family. Man, oh man, number 8. This is crazy. I was able to sit down with Moose right before his match with Rich Swann to unify the TNA and Impact World titles. And we talked a lot about that match upcoming. We talked a lot about Willie Mack. We talked a lot about who he'd like to face in AEW, and who he said was not a surprise, but how he stated it was a little bit of a surprise. Check out this clip on Moose saying he'd love to face Sting, but he could beat him in under 5 minutes. Yeah, that's the truth. So this is number 8. Check out this clip.
The only one person there, they have a lot of phenomenal talents there. They have a lot of great guys, but the only one that entices me, honestly, is Sting, because he's when you mentioned the TNA Heavyweight Championship, Sting is one of the great names that comes up. So I might never know. I mean, I would like to give Sting a shot at what he used to have, and I'm sure I could beat him in less than 5 minutes.
Less than 5, really? So you say he's a
Yeah.
legend, but then you say you can handle him in 5 minutes.
Yeah, because I'm a god.
I've become a fan of Moose, absolutely 150%, and I appreciate his athleticism. In that clip, though, a little bit ego, but hey, when you call yourself a wrestling god, I guess you have to have the ego to back that up. But that was a great conversation. Moose, thank you so much for taking out the time, and shout out to Ross Foreman for hooking that one up for me, because that was a really, really big get and draw at the time, and it was one of my more successful clips. So thank you very much for that, Ross, and Impact Wrestling, and opening up their roster to me. It's been an incredible partnership and relationship with them. Yeah, so thank you so much. That was number 8. Man, oh man, number 7 was something special. Number 7 was me having Josh Alexander, the walking weapon, back onto Straight Talk. And this was shortly after, this was during his run with Ethan Page, that epic run that they went on as tag team champions. And I was actually one of the ones to break the news about Josh getting signed. It was at a local indie show here in, I live in Brampton, but it was in Mississauga, which is still about 25 minutes outside of Toronto. So for anybody looking for logistics, or, you know, where we were at the time. And this was us talking about me posting the clip of Josh getting signed by Scott D'Amore, which kind of broke Twitter that day. I got over 20,000 views on that clip of Scott D'Amore saying, "You're not the hottest unsigned indie talent. You're the fastest rising star in Impact Wrestling, and you got a 3-year motherfucking deal." That was a clip. And I talked to Josh about that moment and what that moment meant to him. One word that would describe it. And this is a great clip, and how classy Josh Alexander is. He's a longtime friend of mine and a longtime friend of Straight Talk Wrestling. Every time we've reached out to him, from stuff with the mini host coming back on the show, Josh has been nothing but endearing, an incredible human being, and one hell of a fighter in the ring. And I'm so happy that he's the X Division champion right now, and he is showcasing his skills in the single style. I don't want it to stop. I want him to go after that Impact World title. So Kenny Omega, you know, if you get past Moose, I hope Josh Alexander gets a shot at you, because I think he could dethrone the belt collector. But take a look at this clip of Josh talking about getting signed to Impact Wrestling.
It was overwhelming. I mean, I think it would be for anybody at that time. I was 13 years into my wrestling career, the whole story of everything, you know, being taken away, coming back, having to work harder and all that stuff. Thinking it would never happen, and then having it happen right in that moment. I mean, if it happened in the perfect place and probably at the perfect time, because I've honestly never been more ready for an opportunity like that, and I've clearly made the best of it. So, yeah, overwhelming would be the word I'd use.
So again, Josh Alexander, thank you so much for being a part of the Straight Talk family, being on the show. And today's all love. Today there's going to be nothing but thank yous. I'm going to repeat the word thank you till kingdom come. But Josh Alexander, you're an amazing member of the Straight Talk family, and I'm honored to call you a friend and a colleague. You are so down to earth and just such an amazing cat. And thank you again for being a part of the Straight Talk Wrestling family. Is one of my all-time favorite women in the business. Hands down, love her to death. And I've had her on the show once before. I've tried to get her back on the show. We've kind of gone back and forth, DMs, you know, yada, yada, yada. But she's so busy right now with everything that she's doing in the wrestling business, and I understand. But Thunder Rosa, this was her conversation we had in early April of 2020. Pandemic had just started. But this is us talking about her breaking down barriers and becoming the first Mexican-born female to hold the NWA Women's Champion. And it's a big moment in history. It's a big groundbreaking moment in the wrestling business. And check out this clip of her talking about being the first Mexican-born female to hold the NWA Women's Championship. Take a look.
Thank you. And, you know, and again, it's just something that it took 70 years or 80 years to happen. So, I'm really proud that, again, Billy, Lagana, and all the NWA team believe in my abilities as a wrestler, as a performer, as an entertainer. And then now I'm holding this title with a lot of respect, and I'm just waiting for all this, you know, craziness to pass, so I can start like promoting NWA and the NWA women's division, you know.
What can you say about Thunder Rosa? So humble, so endearing, such a classy person. I love her to death. And I hope one day to get her back on the show because I'd love to talk about her career and what has happened since then. And again, she's just an epic person, a down-to-earth sweetheart of a lady. And yeah, love her to death. So Thunder Rosa, thank you so much for being a member of the Straight Talk family. And hope we can do it again down the line for sure. 5. This is where the list gets really tough, guys. It got really tough for me. But number 5 is one of my all-time favorite cruiserweights in the business. One of the most hardworking guys in the business. You consistently see him on TV from MLW to Impact. And you could have also caught him early on in the Cruiserweight Classic, and he became the inaugural WWE Cruiserweight Champion. I'm talking about TJ Perkins. And this is us talking about my favorite match at the CWC tournament, and that is him versus Johnny Gargano in round 2. A lot of people talk about his semifinal matches and his finals matchups. They were great, but this match for me told one hell of a story. Check out this clip of TJP on the match with Johnny Gargano at the CWC tournament.
It's funny because a lot of guys will ask me about the CWC and memories of it, or like what my favorite moments were. And they always lead me towards like the semifinals and finals, especially with Ibushi and Metallic as well. But I feel like Gargano might have been my favorite match. But I really, really liked that one. I think that was round 2, and I felt more on in that match than almost any match I've ever had. I felt every decision. I felt every tempo change. It's like I used an analogy recently on social media about being like a quarterback in the ring, which is to say like being a ring general. And that was one of the few matches ever where I really felt like I could close my eyes. It was like using the force. It felt like I was one with every decision, like everything that it felt right. And I love that match so much. And Gargano is so amazingly talented. We're very similar in the stuff that we like to do in the ring. And he's always been a wonderful opponent for me. We've had a couple matches in other places, and he's incredible. I love watching him work. And it was an honor to be with him in the ring that night for sure.
Man, oh man, TJ Perkins. What a classy dude, classy act, humble, respectful, and somebody I'm honored to call a friend and a colleague as well. And I know he wants to come back on the show. He said that in his shout out. I don't know if depending on where I placed it at the time, because I'm recording this and then I'm working all the shout outs in. But if I placed it at the beginning, you saw that he said he can't wait to come back and chop it up. Or if I placed it at the end, you'll see that he said he can't wait to come back and chop it up. So TJP, if you're watching, definitely down for round 2, man. Thank you again for the time and coming on my little platform. And it's all love and respect. And thank you, sir. You are one of the good ones in this business. Man, the list is getting crazy right now. The list is getting insane. But number 4 is somebody who's become a very good friend of mine. We talk pretty much on the regular through DMs, and he hit me up with a shout out right away when I asked, no questions asked. He came back and did an amazing 5 questions with my daughter, no question asked. And that is Tyson Kidd, AKA TJ Wilson. What a class act of a human being, man. Just so amazing, so humble, so kind, so honest, and so incredibly proud to have him on the show. And to call him a friend. But this is a clip of us talking about his tag team run with Cesaro, and that it went 6 months to the day from when it started to when he got injured by the Muscle Buster from Samoa Joe that ended his in-ring career. And this was him talking about that time with Cesaro and how special it was, and that he's happy that if his run had to stop, he was glad it went out on that, because what a body of work to leave on for sure. Check out this clip of TJ Wilson on his tag team run with Cesaro.
Lasting effect in this little tag run that I had with Cesaro. I guess the shame of it is like, I don't think we scratched the surface. I think we were only just beginning, to be perfectly honest. I've had a lot of time to reflect, and I can't change it. So I'll just take the positive out of it in a weird, as much as this may not make sense, in a weird way, I'm kind of I'm not glad my in-ring career ended, but if it had to end, I'm glad it ended for me, for Tyson, at my peak, and not maybe a year before, coming out of a knee injury, and maybe you're unsure if I'm able to kind of reach that next level or not. Or at least the way it went down, I had that NXT run and I had those 6 months with Cesaro. So I just have to be grateful for that, to be honest.
TJ, much love. Thank you again for being on the show, man. The multiple times you've been on the show, and you're an incredible producer, and you're an incredible content creator for WWE. The matches you produce are bar none some of the best, and I'm so happy that you're production side for the women, because their skills have been able to flourish under your guidance. And that's just my own personal opinion. You don't have to agree with it or disagree with it, but that's my own personal opinion. So TJ, thank you so much for the love. Man, oh man, this is my heart. One of my early on crushes in the wrestling business, Maria Kanellis. Love this lady to death. It was a great conversation. What a story we were able to tell in that hour-long conversation that we did have. And one of my favorite moments was her talking about the divas in a time period where women still were not taken seriously in this business. This is what I believe to be the spark that started the evolution of women's wrestling, again, in my opinion. But this is a clip of Maria talking about how the divas fought for more time, how they were in Vince's offices every day demanding for more chances, more TV time, more exposure. And the quote she used, which was fantastic, was, "The first ones through the wall get the bloodiest." And this is a clip of her talking about that, and about how we both shared the same opinion, that them fighting for everything led us to where we are now in terms of women's wrestling and the exposure that women's wrestling has gotten. So get a clip of this. Number 3, my top 10, Maria Kanellis.
The one I always like to use is, "The person through the wall first gets the bloodiest." And I think that's why so much has been put on us, is because we were the ones fighting. We were the ones that were in Vince's office and in talent relations and fighting. And as time went on, many of us got released because we were fighting so hard. So we're the bloodiest of them all. We're the ones that get certain people like to look at as the untalented ones. But as I have put that to certain stars of today that have said, "Oh, well, the divas weren't talented," is I said, well, you should be thankful that we were willing to speak up at that time, because it wasn't like it is today. Where there is a little bit more space for women in this industry. Back then, there was no space.
Again, Maria, if you're watching, which you're probably not, but if you are, thank you again so much for the time. It was an honor to share your story and have that conversation. I felt it to be really, really, really life-changing. And also, got to geek out a little bit and spend an hour with one of my teenage crushes. So thank you again for everything you have done for the wrestling business. And it does not go unnoticed, at least in my opinion. I do believe you were one of those ladies that fought for everything that we have today. So thank you for that. Now for number 2. I'm recording this section again a couple days after. I had originally edited the 200 and everything was kind of ironed out. Number 2 was always going to be my conversation with Nick Aldis, but I had a much different clip. The clip I had was him re-educating me that ROH was very involved in All In. And I was approached by another site that I was affiliated with to start doing these 1-minute clips of interviews and then putting the description of the interview in the or the link to the interview in the description. And I started doing that. And I got an email from Nick. Basically, my integrity was questioned. And he kind of called me out on making clickbait, which, again, I'm new to this whole YouTube thing. Even though I've been on it for 3 some odd years, I've only really been doing YouTube stuff for about the last year of this 4.5-year journey. And I didn't know the terms clickbait or any of that kind of stuff. And it just so happened that the clip that we released with Nick was that segment of him educating me on ROH's involvement. And I guess based on the timing that I'm recording this on Double or Nothing weekend, it could be construed that I'm trying to rile up AEW or their fan base. That was not the intention at all. I was told to keep the clips under a minute or in and around a minute. And I had another gentleman from the site making the thumbnails. And I guess the way things panned out, if you look at it in the grand scheme of things, 100% could be construed as clickbait. But my intention was not that. I thought it was just putting my content on another YouTube page, trying to draw attention to the interviews so people would come and watch the full interview. In hindsight, was it the best clip? No. Did I make a mistake? Yes. All we can do is own it and learn from it. So Nick Aldis, if you're watching, was not my intention. I did reply to the email trying to explain things, and that I didn't ask for clarification fully on all this terminology. Again, I'm new to it, so I was naive in the situation. So I apologize 150%. And I hope you'll reconsider your position and maybe down the line come back as a guest on the show. But if you don't, I fully understand. But my reputation is all I have. And I didn't get into this to make billions of dollars. I didn't get into this to, I got into this just for love and passion for wrestling. And that's what we do here on Straight Talk. We deliver the truth no matter what. And this is a situation I'm going to fully own. It may not even come out. Nobody may care, but I had to get it off my chest. And the best way to do is to bring the truth to the masses. And I can't say I'm Straight Talk Wrestling if I don't tell you guys straight up what's happening behind the scenes. So again, everything's been pulled from that site. We've parted ways amicably. There was no money earned on it. If anything, in this 4.5-year journey, I have put out more than I have gotten back. Yes, I've sold a few t-shirts, but it doesn't recover the cost of equipment, upgrading computers, so forth and so on. But at the end of the day, I got into this to have great conversations with great people. And the conversation with Nick Aldis was a bucket list conversation for sure. And it was one of the ones I'll cherish. And I hope that he does see this. But the fact is that if nobody sees it, at least I could say that I put my side out there and I owned up to everything. And I was completely wrong. I was naive in the situation. I didn't ask for clarification on how things were going to work or be done. And I made the decision to have the clips cut that way. And that's all on me. And it was never meant to entice or enrage a fan base or a company. I'm a fan of wrestling. And I love all the companies, good or bad. WWE, NWA, Impact, MLW, AEW. I have negative and positive things to say about all of them. But never was malicious or intent to be clickbait. Now in this process, I have learned from that and I know what clickbait is. And you guys can check my site, go through the archives. There is no clips of any of the interviews. I just put the interviews out fully. That's the way I choose to do it. I'm not saying anybody else that does that kind of stuff is engaging in clickbait. This I did not believe to be clickbait, but perception is perception, and I'm not going to deny that. So in saying that, that clip is now null and void. The clip I'm going to show you guys is a clip of Nick talking about for his first time seeing the NWA studio and how cool it was to be in that nostalgic environment. So take a look.
I'd put it up there with the sort of top 5 experiences of my career. Like that first day, that first show, you know, or that first set of tapings. I think everyone who is involved in that looks at it as, you know, as one of the fondest memories of their careers. Because it was special, you know, and that venue, that place is special. There's an energy to that building that just works. And obviously it was gratifying for me because I was, you know, I'm so heavily involved in the process that to just, you know, to be privy to the development sort of bit by bit and then to finally get there and to walk in to see the finished thing was just, you know, so and watching everyone else come in and just see them all start, because I'm sure there were a lot of guys who were a little skeptical or were thinking like, we're doing studio wrestling, I guess. I don't know why. I don't really, you know, because they weren't all in on the concept or on the brand like I was. And they shouldn't have, you know, because they didn't need to be that invested at that point. They were just guys taking a booking.
Again, super cool moment. Talking about the NWA studio, a lot of history there, a lot of just, you know, nostalgia for sure. And to be working in a facility like that again, it's pretty cool considering the history that surrounds the NWA and everything like that. Definitely a cool moment. So that is number 2. And now finally on to number 1. which should come as no shock or surprise to anyone because of how much I love these two gentlemen. And I'm a big fan of tag team wrestling. Yeah, you guessed it. That's my conversation with Doc Gallows and Carl Anderson, the Good Brothers. Man, oh man, what a great conversation. Went just over 30 minutes, but we talked a lot about so many things. And this is a clip. Actually, it's one of my favorite moments in the conversation. This is a clip of the Young Bucks talking to Carl through text, and he literally flashes the phone at the screen and he says, so look, guys, we're not, separate. We're still together. And it was a pretty cool moment. I mean, I don't have the Young Bucks on my show, but I saw the text message come through. And as a wrestling fan, you mark out a little bit. I don't care anybody that didn't. If you watched that interview, you marked out a little bit. I know I did. But check out this clip. And I'm also going to show a bonus clip of Carl Anderson right after this one. Carl Anderson talking about how much he loves and respects coming to Canada. So when the borders open, we know we're going to get the Good Brothers back in the North because I love them. And I know there's a lot of other fans up here in the North that love them. But check out these two clips. The first one is phone flash of the text message from Matt Jackson of the Young Bucks. And the second clip is Carl Edison, how much he loves and respects Canada. Check out both of these clips, guys.
And right now, like can you see that?
Yep.
All right, good. Yeah, Young Buck Matt still messages, so we're still tight, guys. We're back. We're not in a battle. We text each other all day.
That's a straight talk
all day, every
exclusive. Straight talk exclusive.
Straight talk exclusive, baby.
Didn't hear Talking Shop with the Young Bucks last week. You should give that a.
We used to not always love going into Canada because it was always trouble trying to get into the customs used to drive you fucking crazy, and then trying to figure out certain innuendos. But I have to be honest, the years of traveling with WWE got us into Montreal. We found an awesome yakiniku or a Korean barbecue, shabu shabu place, or hot pot. We have a love for the spot in Toronto that we always stayed at and around the Toronto airport there. And so now I actually with the Winnipeg airport, you just walk right across to the Marriott. I know about Canada now, and so I love and respect Canada a lot now.
So that's it. That is the top 10. And it was a hard list to get through. And there's so much more that I could have highlighted and showcased. But, I wanted to keep it short, sweet, simple to the point. And this is a love letter to my audience, my fan base, the Straight Talk faithful, and to all the amazing conversations that I've had in the show, all the guests that I've had. I appreciate every single one of them more than I think they could ever know. And if this all ends tomorrow, to go back through my archives and look at all these conversations just would still bring a smile to my face. And also big shout out to my partner in crime, my PIC, the mini host, my little girl. Sorry, just getting a little bit emotional. To see where you've come from when we started the 5 questions to where you are now, just a proud dad moment. You are the future of podcasting, and everyone that has shown you support and love, I appreciate more than I ever could. From all the amazing podcasts that have shown her love and us love, Joe in the Ring, Dirty Heels, Clark Street Wrestling, Circle of Debate podcast, Rewind, Recap, Relive, the Titantron, Alliance Pro Wrestling Network, Gillamy Talks, Ontario Indie Wrestling Network, Johners Pro Wrestling Network, Pop Culture Wrestling, everyone that has embraced the mini host and has coined her, not me, they coined her. I just called her the interview princess because she is my princess. She's daddy's little girl. And they've all coined her as the future of podcasting. And much love to you guys. Much love to all those podcasters that I shouted out. And they were in the shout outs both at the beginning of the show and at the end of the show. You stay humble in this business and you're rewarded with friends and colleagues and friendships and, connections that are made. You get an ego in this game, you deserve your failure. I tweeted that a long time ago and I stand firm on that. Have I had some amazing guests? Yes. Have other podcasts had them? Yes. So don't gloat when you get them, because a lot of other podcasters have gotten them. If they're willing to give you the time, just enjoy that moment. Because at the end of the day, I'm a fan. We're all fans. We all started our podcast for this reason. So if you're in this for views or for clout or for gloating, I don't have any time or respect for you. So, but to all those podcasts that I did shout it out, there's no egos there. And I love and appreciate them all. They are my brothers. And thank you for the love that you have shown Straight Talk Wrestling. And thank you for the love that you've shown the mini host, because it's hard for a kid to put herself out there, but she does, and she does it so well. She's better than me. And that's not just me being a dad, that's me being truthful. I look at her interviews and I look at mine, and I stumble over my words. She never stumbles. She's always calm, cool, and collective. That's my little girl. So proud Dow moment. Mini host, I love you. And thank you for jumping on this journey with me. And that's it. So once I wrap up here and I say my goodbyes, there's going to be more shout outs at the end of the show. So guys, again, thank you to all the connections and podcast friends that I've made in this business. Any podcast that I missed that I didn't shout out, I'm so sorry. But you're all special to me. And I value our friendships and the conversation that we've had. I've had podcast guests on Straight Talk. They've welcomed me into their houses. And it's always a good time when wrestling fans get together and just discuss wrestling. And, it's all love at the end of the day. Great group of guys, great group of podcasters, just passionate people who love wrestling and love to have kick-ass conversations about wrestling. And yeah, that's it for me. That's it for the 200. It's done. It's in the can. So yeah, thank you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed it. Like, comment, subscribe. We're going to keep the content coming as often and as fast and furious as we can. Like I said, when I start the new shoot job, schedule may change a bit. I may post a different day of the week. I may go to bi-monthly, who knows, but I'm still going to keep the content coming as regularly as I can. And thank you again, everyone who's taken the time out to listen, to watch, to like, to comment, to subscribe, negative or positive. At least you took the time to watch the content, and that I appreciate. So again, thank you guys. And this journey to 200 has been incredible, humbling, and honoring. And I hope that my list has made you proud. I hope the conversations that I've had have made it proud and enjoyable and fun to watch. And can't wait for the next 200, next 400, next 1,000, whatever it is. Straight Talk Wrestling is thriving, and we're honored and happy if you've welcomed us into your lives on a regular basis. So as I sign off for the 200, peace, love, and wrestling. We'll see you guys next week. Peace.
How are you, everybody? My name is Brandon Ascari, co-founder and co-owner of Global Syndicate Wrestling. I was recently a guest on the podcast with George at Straight Talk Wrestling, and I just wanted to say congratulations, man, on 200 episodes. Stay strong, keep fighting, and we'll see you soon.
This is everybody's daddy and favorite barber, Raunchy Ronnie Randallson.
And the sexiest man alive and God's favorite son, AC Coca.
George, congratulations on 200 episodes.
200, yeah, take it to the limit.
What's good? This your boy Kendall Stones, aka Coffee Weaston, one half of the Dirty Hills, man. You know what the name, you know the slogan, man. I'm here to say happy 200th episodes to my boy George McKay over there at Straight Talk Wrestling, man. We love and we see what you're doing, man. Keep doing it, man. We can't wait to see what you got to hold in the future for us, man. Peace.
And this message has been Dirty Heels approved.
Hello. This is Gabriel Fuerza, aka Jay Wheeler. And I just wanted to send a big congratulations to George and everybody else at Straight Talk Wrestling Podcast on their huge milestone of 200 episodes. Bravo, guys. And here's to many more.
Hey guys, this is Gilmy. I just want to say a big congratulations to George McKay and Straight Talk Wrestling on coming up on 200 episodes. That is a huge number. Amazing. Congratulations, and I hope you're around for 200 more. Keep them coming out, bud.
Professional wrestler Holden Albright congratulating my friend George McKay on 200 episodes. That's crazy. And I actually have my own podcast. This is Brendan. And I actually interviewed George. Hear that chat later on. It'll be going up middle of April. But once again, George, congratulations from friend to friend. That's fucking awesome. Congrats. Talk to you soon.
Hey, George, it's Ian Riccaboni from Ring of Honor Wrestling, and I just want to wish you congratulations on 200 episodes of your podcast, Straight Talk Wrestling. 200 is a huge milestone, and you should be really proud of what you've accomplished. That means you've been at it for nearly 4 years, and that's something to really hang your hat on. I know that you cover wrestling locally in Ontario and across the world, and I just want to say hi to your daughter, Mini Host, and that's from your friend Adam. So George and Mini Host from Straight Talk Wrestling, he wants me to remind you, Hayes is still number one, and he wants me to wish you congratulations. And What an accomplishment that is. Ring of Honor just hit 500. Here's hoping to you and many hosts reaching 500 as well. Happy wrestling and congratulations on reaching that great milestone.
Hey, this is Jock Sampson, the greatest of all time. And I just want to say congratulations to the Straight Talk Wrestling people. The best daddy-daughter connection, in the wrestling podcast business. To 200 more. Just keep kicking ass. Great job. See you later.
Hey George, it's Jonas here from the Wrestling with Jonas podcast and the Jonas Podcasting Network. I just want to say a massive congratulations on your 200th episode. A fantastic achievement, a great milestone, and here's to 200 more. Keep it real, my friends. Take care. Yeah, well done.
Justin Sane here. I just want to let you guys know that one of my favorite podcasts, Straight Talk Wrestling, has reached 200 episodes. That is huge. Congratulations, guys. Keep killing it. And keep those awesome interviews coming.
You know what's up when we rolling up. Sweeter than coffee cup full of Folgers, bruh. Sweet Daddy Sweet Lionel Knight, the guy that all the ladies call Black Lavender. Sending a big shout out to Straight Talk Wrestling on 200 episodes and many, many more. Don't get mad, baby. Just get used.
Folks, Louis Carlin here from the Alliance Pro Wrestling Network. Just want to congratulate George Mackay of Straight Talk Wrestling for hitting episode number 200. Congratulations, George. Keep up the great work. You're great at what you do, and I'm looking forward to doing this again for episode 400, 600, 800, 1,000, 2,000, 4,000, 6,000, 10,000, and on and on and on.
Hey, Speedball Mike Bailey here. Just wanted to give a little shout out to my friends at Straight Talk Wrestling, who are coming up on their 200th episode. So congratulations, well done, and keep on keeping on.
Gentlemen, this is the host of Devious One I've been C here from Circle Bay Podcast. And I'm here to go ahead and wish mi hermano, my brother. He is my family. And of course, the queen of podcast, the mini host, and also Mr. George Mackay, wishing you guys congratulations on your 200 episode. We're all really happy for you. Give us another 200 more and another 200 more and another 200 more after that. And man, we love everything what you guys do on Straight Talk Wrestling. Every content is phenomenal, incredible, fantastic content you guys have, and continue keep on, growing.
This is Nick Dieterding with the Universal Wrestling Podcast, and I just want to say congratulations on 200 episodes and many more to come. Keeping it real since day one. Straight Talk Wrestling, congrats.
Thank you so much for listening. Don't forget to tune in next week for another great episode on all available podcast platforms and hosted on Podbean. Also, check us out on YouTube at Straight Talk Wrestling, on Instagram at Straight Talk Wrestling, on Facebook at Straight Talk Wrestling, and on Twitter at _Straight Talk. And if you feel the need to buy some sweet merch, check us out on ProWrestlingTees.com.
Leaving the scene with no trace, not in my league. You out of place. I'm not at the top. I'm outer space. Can't eat with us. We're out of place. I'm doing fine. I'm feeling great. You're not my fan. You can't relate. Straight talk going. Stay